Just check I'm working, yeah. Today I've chosen to talk to you about Martin and Lulu's story, which I've just been told by one of the other speakers is a bit like Mills and Boon, so take out of that what you will, really. Martin and his brother, let me just click the next slide. No? There we go. Martin and his brother arrived at the Owl and Monkey Haven in the Isle of Wight after the zoo they were at closed down, just to set the scene for you. Then tragedy struck in 2010 because Martin's brother, after ongoing problems with his kidneys, sadly died. And that meant that Martin was the only species of his kind in the UK. So for anyone that's watched X Factor, Martin would definitely be in the live finals with that sob story, is all I can say. Because of the nature of the capuchin monkeys, he couldn't be integrated with any of the other monkeys at the Haven, and because the keepers were worried it would end up in disastrous consequences. His only hope lay with Lulu, who is a female white-throated capuchin who was being kept in isolation in France because she was rejected by the original members of her group. So that's just to tell you, that's the set the scene, start the story. But I wasn't at the event last year, but one of the takeouts was that actually happening should be inspirational enough. And I think that Martin and Lulu's stories really captures this perfectly. For me, it's so tangible, it almost hurts. They launched the appeal in October 2011 to raise funds to import Lulu from France, as well as to build a custom enclosure for the pair when they arrived. It included a variety of different fundraising activities, events at the Haven. They had a dedicated appeal page on their website, which was powered by PayPal. They also had a Facebook page. They had the Owl and Monkey Haven one, and Martin also has his own Facebook page, which I recommend a read because it's hysterical. They had e-newsletters, as well as merchandise that you could buy on their online shop and at the Haven. So the original target for this appeal was a fairly modest, I'd say, £33,000. But my favourite update, because I followed this appeal straight from the beginning, and my favourite update was their announcement that thanks to the generosity of local suppliers in the Isle of Wight and also within the zoo community, that they could revise their target to £23,000. And their update on Facebook, which I just have to read for you now, is incredible. It said, "Our new target is an incredible £10,000 less than our original estimate. Sacre bleu." Lulu's from France. This much more achievable target fills our hearts with joy, and we can develop the appeal ahead of schedule. At a similar time on Martin's Facebook page, can I just say that he was whinging about the gibbons singing, and it was giving him a headache. So they had a playful tone of voice, but they never lost that sense of urgency and the storytelling to get what they needed. So this is probably, for most of you, might be thinking why I chose this appeal. It's a bit of a random one. It's a Haven in the Isle of Wight. How on earth did I come across it? I saw it on Facebook. One of my friends shared a photo with me. I saw this monkey. My heart melted. It's probably not the most sophisticated of campaigns, I would say, or it might be described charmingly lo-fi, as one of my former colleagues used to say. But the appeal was an absolute fantastic success. It had overwhelming support from visitors at the Haven, as well as residents of the Isle of Wight, but they had donations all across the globe. There are so many people that just was taken by the story that it wasn't just a niche thing in the Isle of Wight. And there's no fundraising team at the Haven. It's just the staff in the shop and maintenance, as well as some of the keepers. But quite frankly, who better to tell the story? I actually called the Haven to try and speak to Don, who founded the Haven, and he said, "Sorry, I've got to go and I've got a session. It's half term. I need to go to the Owls," and that was it. That was my conversation. So I'm trying to get more results for you, but they'll be on SOFII, I'm sure. But why I love this campaign so much is just how it moved people to take action. It's storytelling at its best, in my opinion, but it doesn't forget to ask. I think sometimes in the sector you see fantastic examples of storytelling, and then you think, well, where's my fundraising ask? And they never forgot that. And those involved with the appeal are so engaged. When I was researching coverage, I searched online, and one of the highest results was a TripAdvisor. And I was like, all right, people like to visit it, sure. But I clicked onto it, and someone said, it was an unforgettable experience, and I will definitely be going back. And then it continued to say how wonderful it was, but I won't bore you with that. But they said, you know, even if you can't go, please give a little to help poor lonely Martin before he loses his marbles. People everywhere were just wanted to unite these capuchin monkeys. And it might not have the volume of supporters that other not-for-profits have, but it has a real community rooting for the happiness of Martin and Lulu. And just back. There we go. So that's the saddest monkey you've probably ever seen. That's their logo. Lulu's got a beret on. This is the new enclosure. We had updates throughout in newsletters that I received as well as on Facebook. Every step of the way, supporters knew exactly what was happening. This is Martin and Lulu finally reunited after months in quarantine, and it was a year to the day that they were reunited together. So there's your happy ending straight away, but it actually just gets better. This is them on Valentine's Day, so that is delightful. And as it shouldn't have been timed better, they've just had a baby. And yeah, baby Malou is, I think, 26 days old now, and that's why I chose this story. Thank you.